Hey y'all, it's Erin Stern. It's that time again, weekly Q&A video. Y'all had some great questions this week. The first one comes from Heather. She asks, what are your most effective leg and arm exercises? Well, Heather, when I first started lifting, it was through track and field, so we had to perfect the squat, the deadlift, the bench, and oftentimes we were doing variations of those three exercises, but we had to get the proper range of motion and form for the fundamentals first. So I would say anytime I start a workout, even if it's just an arm workout, I'll still do something compound movement and functional, and then I'll move to the isolation. So for example, arms, I'll do close grip pull up and I'll really focus on the biceps, and then I'll do a close grip bench, really, of course focusing on the triceps. So work on your basics, and then you can change your grip and create all new exercises just by doing variations of the basics. So hopefully that helps. The next question comes from Julie. She asks, what's the best way to figure out proper caloric intake? Well, Julie, I like to go online and check out a BMR, a basal metabolic rate calculator, and my favorite website is just bmi-calculator.net, and you can also Google BMR calculator, and what that will do is it will give you your basal metabolic rate, and you'll be able to figure out what is the minimum number of calories that you need per day just to live on. So if you were just sitting on the couch, you need, if you're like 5 feet tall, you'll need probably like 1,100 calories just to survive and function. Now if you're doing a lot of high intensity cardio or a lot of weights, that type of thing, if you're very active with your job, then you should go ahead and add calories there. And if you're trying to lose weight, then you want to take away calories, but you never want to go below your basal metabolic rate. So a good place to start would be to find that out using a BMR calculator. The next question comes from Jennifer. She asks, I was wondering if you have any tips on leaning out the stomach area, or if you feel that is the last thing to go, and people only see ab definition with strict diet and workout regimen. Well, Jennifer, some tips on leaning out the stomach area would be to really take a look at your diet, make sure you're eating a lot of whole, unprocessed foods. You're eating 5 to 6 small meals a day, comprised of protein, carbs, and good fats. And then also your workout regimen, make sure you're doing enough high intensity, you're doing a mix of aerobic, anaerobic, and weights. If you're doing too much and you're not eating enough, then your cortisol levels or your stress hormone will be high, and it will cause you to hold weight either in your stomach or maybe in your legs. So it's a balance. You need to treat yourself like an athlete, so you're not overly stressed. And the other thing is genetics too. If you naturally carry more weight in your stomach area, then that will be the last thing to go. So it's one of the three things. The next question comes from David. He asks, should all exercises be done pyramid style, or are some done better with straight sets using the same weight on each set? The answer is yes. I believe you should mix it up. And David, it just depends on what your goals are. If you're looking to add muscle, one of my favorite things would be to do like 5 sets of 8, relatively heavy, really focusing on the negative, really using your mind-muscle connection and getting that volume in. For athletics and something where it's more performance-based, I like the pyramid style where you go up in weight each time, like a 10-8-6-4. So that just kind of depends on what your goals are. And then also, if you're doing pyramid style, it doesn't hurt to go with a straight 3 sets of 10 or supersets or something every few weeks, just to mix it up, to give your body not to give your body a chance to plateau. The next question comes from Dawn. She asks, how lean do most figure competitors maintain when not contest prepping? Are there those that strive to maintain a fair amount of leanness year-round? Well, Well, Don, I think a lot of us try to stay within 8 to 10 pounds of contest weight. That's my goal. And then I also have to know that it's impossible to stay shredded like you see us on stage. So we don't walk around looking like we do in magazines and on stage. So it's very healthy to put on a few pounds, and I mean, up to 8 to 10 pounds after you get off stage, just so you have that body fat and you're able to eat a wider variety of foods, and you don't want to get too far from stage weight, obviously, because then you have that roller coaster effect where you're having to deplete and deprive yourself for longer amounts of time, which gives you a greater opportunity for rebound. So hopefully that answers that question. The last question comes from Dominic. He asks, what do I do when my shoulders keep accidentally knocking over innocent bystanders? Well, Dominic, you have officially reached superhero status when that happens. So I think, other than always carrying around a gallon jug and wearing Zubas and donning a fanny pack, there's not really much you can do, except you might want to announce, a warning or something, or wear some type of sign that says that, you're a hazard to people and they should probably just walk around you because you're so ginormous. So, keep up the great work though, bud. That's awesome. Until next week, y'all. Thanks for the questions. Train hard.